What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's it's DRB with our last game in the regular season of the Double Battle League. Pat, the creator of the league, I just want to say thanks because I've had a lot of fun. Hopefully we do a second season, third season, fourth season, count me in. I've had a very good time. We've actually gone without a loss. We are sitting 4-0 at the top of our division and the top of our conference. And at the moment, the top of the league. So, barring anything crazy happening or some really big wins on the other side of the other side of the division, and then conferences, we might just be the ultimate winner of the regular season. So, regardless of what happens in this game, we're going to the playoffs. My opponent has a really good team. He's got kind of a scary team. He brought Scizor, Togekiss, Rhyperior, Camerupt, Cradily, and Lucario. So immediately, while we were playing, I didn't notice this, but right now you can see Lucario's level 50. 5 weeks in, I guess we haven't figured out how custom games work at this point. But I did bring Sableye and Aegislash because they do resist a lot of his stabs and can stall out a lot of his team. I brought Rotom. Rotom has made it to every game and has the highest kill count in the entire league, so good job, Rotom. Then we got Tangrowth for redirection and Giga Drain, because a lot of his team, the parts of his team he didn't bring, actually, kind of weak to Giga Drain. Then we brought Choice Scarf, Haxorus, and Reuniclus, because I bring Reuniclus when I really want to win. So here we go. He leads Togekiss and Rhyperior. And my lead was going to be Sableye and Aegislash no matter what, because they complement each other very well. And he didn't have anything on his team that could deal with both of them at the same time. So I go for Will-O-Wisp because I don't want Rhyperior being the Rock Polish Weakness Policy variety and sweeping my team. So I know if I burn it, I'm going to be in a good spot. First play from Robbie's a little strange. He goes for Thunder Wave, which gets Magic Bounced. Shout out to Magic Bounce for finally doing something this season. I make an ultra aggressive play and go straight for Iron Head because Togekiss is a problem. Thunder Wave, Follow Me, Air Slash, Roost it shuts down a very large portion of my team, and I can't have that. Then Rhyperior sets up Sandstorm, and you'll see Scizor go for Knockoff. I debated going for King Shield, but I saw Rhyperior and thought, I need to Iron Head that as well. And because of that, I did get knocked out by Scizor, but it's fine. It's fine, because I get the burn off on Scizor regardless. So at the expense of Aegislash, I did cripple 2 of his major physical attackers and knock out Togekiss. So we're fine. I know if I land this Hydro Pump, Rhyperior is going to die. I do manage to land the Hydro Pump. Fantastic for me. Rotom Wash is the leader in the kill count. There are some games that still have to be played, so it's very possible if someone like gets a 6-0 sweep off with one Pokemon, then Rotom I think will get bumped down to number 2. But he's been a trooper. So we U-turn out into Camerupt, and I do click the knockoff on Scizor just to get rid of the Life Orb. But we'll see. The item doesn't go anywhere. I knew this thing was Mega Camerupt because you don't bring Camerupt and not bring Mega Camerupt. But he did bring 3 potential Megas, so it was kind of confusing on which would be which. Fearing Storm Drain, I don't click Hydro Pump one time. I could have just to test it, but I didn't. Probably, in retrospect, there wasn't really any reason to be afraid of Cradily regardless. I should have just tried to eliminate Camerupt, but in the moment, it seemed better to not do that. It seemed better to rely on Pain Split. So, Sandstorm is a problem. Robbie was very smart to bring it. It seemed like a weird thing to see Sandstorm Rhyperior in the beginning, but then I kind of realized most of his team, in fact, the remainder of his team at the point he set it up, wasn't affected by Sand. And the remainder at the point where he set it up, my whole team was affected by Sand because he managed to knock out Aegislash the next turn. And also I do have Reuniclus with Magikarp in the back. But barring that, my team would get worn down. So it was a bit of a stall fest here on who could deal more damage in the least conventional way. And then he reveals he brings Cradley with Sandstorm as well. Dual Sandstorm setters. That's wild to see. Camerupt is a threat. I let Rotom go down here trying to get Pain Splits off, because if I can wear down Camerupt, I'll be in a better situation. So I decided to send out Blackout the Haxorus. Haxorus has been very dependable this season, and I've run him with Choice Scarf twice. I go for Dragon Claw, and it doesn't kill. I am Adamant, and it didn't kill. And he goes for Lava Plume here. This is ridiculous. This is the play that worried me a little bit. It does 50% to Sableye, and he gets a crit on Haxorus. And had he not just clicked Toxic on Haxorus, it might have burned me. And had it burned me, the game might have gone to him. But it didn't. He'd poisoned me. So I protect myself, and I make the read. Like, game could have been over right here had I not picked correctly. And I Dragon Clawed Cradley. I relied on him protecting Camerupt and not protecting Cradley. And it managed to work out there for me, because I do lose Haxorus this turn. And had I lost Haxorus and Camerupt been on the field, I might be in some danger. If he still had Cradley and Camerupt, and I was down to Reuniclus, Tangrowth, and Sableye, I'd have been in more trouble than I thought. So he goes for E-Speed here on Sableye. I don't know why. I didn't ask him why. I don't know if it was a misclick or if like he was in the moment. But I do manage to Psychic. Lucario isn't a threat to my team. It's at this point Lucario can't beat me by itself. So I decided to get rid of the thing that was causing me problems. It leaves a burned Scizor and Lucario. Burned Scizor is not a threat to my team because it's burned, even though it's super effective against Reuniclus. Reuniclus can recover as well as Sableye. So I go for the Psychic, and he turns out he is Focus Sash Lucario, which was cool, and he brought Flash Cannon. Looking at my team, I don't know why he brought Flash Cannon. There's not a lot of my team outside of Gardevoir that's weak to Steel. I brought Citrus Berry this week, and Specially Defensive. He did get the Special Defense drop, but it's fine because I just decide to Psychic with Reuniclus and knock off to take out Scizor. So I did end up bringing this game back. That crit on Haxorus was very scary. And had I not called that Protect correctly, and had I attacked Camerupt, it would have been Cradley and Camerupt against 3 Pokemon that I would have had to take an extra turn to kill Cradley with Reuniclus. I would have had to prayed to take another freaking Lava Plume with Sableye so I could knock out Camerupt. And then depending on damage, it's very possible that Sableye would have been taken out by Scizor. Reuniclus could have been taken out by E-Speed from Lucario, and then it would be Tangrowth against Burn Scizor and Lucario. And, maybe Tangrowth would have been able to pull that off, but it's very possible that he wouldn't have been able to. So we did manage to come away with a 18-plus differential, 5-0 top seed in the conference. We get a bye week 1 of the playoffs, and hopefully we can take this through and be the Season 1 champion. There are some good players that we're going to have to beat to get there. But with how the season's gone so far, I'm pretty optimistic. So I'm going to upload our playoff games when those happen. And stay tuned to find out if DRB becomes the champion. It's looking pretty good right now. Stay tuned.